Hey guys, welcome back to Judo Highlights. This will be a good one. We're going to have a look at the top Ippons for Hashimoto Soichi. Famous for sode komigoshi, of course his one-handed variation. He's the only one doing it. And actually, I've changed my mind on Hashimoto quite a bit. I thought he was kind of a Shido master, relied on gripping a lot to win. But his career has just a lot of Ippons, a lot of big throws. Really exciting stuff. Actually, there's more than 20 in here. Some of them were just too good not to include. But we're going to start off nice and slow. Number 20. Nothing crazy, but it is a unique one. Now this is against An Chang-rim, competed for Korea, but also competed in Japan for Tsukuba University. And Hashimoto had lost a few times leading up to this contest here. And you can see the little leg kick across the side there. And because of that, I don't know what you would call this technique. Maybe it is a sasai. But anyway, we're starting here. Just a nice win for Hashimoto, getting that revenge early in his career. Now number 19, this is many years later at 2023, the World Championships in the team event. Starts off as that trademark seoi otoshi that Hashimoto has, but turns it into an osotogari. He had quite a few throws with a left-sided osotogari, but this was the one time we did see it on the right-hand side. Next up, got quite a few one-handed sode komigoshis. This was his main attack, and in Japan they do call it the Hashimoto special. He's the only one doing it. I haven't seen anyone else use this technique, and it was a huge weapon for him. Now just a side note on Hashimoto, out of all male judoka, he is the leader for medals at the Masters. He's taken 4 golds and 1 bronze, and the person behind him is Teddy Raniere, equaling with 4 golds, but no silvers or no bronze medals to his name. So Hashimoto, he's got a lot of medals, even at the World Championships as well. 1 gold, 2 silvers, and 2 bronze. And there's no doubt in my mind, if he had an opportunity to participate in the Rio Olympics or even the Tokyo Olympics, he may have taken gold. He probably would have had a really good chance to take gold. Very consistent. And it was only really those later years where he just stopped really kind of dominating people, like this here. And this is his other main technique, right-sided. Sometimes it looks like a tai otoshi, like here. Other times it is a seoi otoshi. But this and the sode komigoshi, 2 of his best weapons. So number 16, this is a really nice one. Left-sided osotogari. Not quite enough for Ippon, but he did win the contest with this, and there is another osotogari after this clip. But when you see Hashimoto do it, you kind of think, why don't more people do this? Left-sided osotogari. Here it is again, this time kind of turning into it, but still a really nice technique. And of course he would mix this with his seoi nage, Ippon seoi nage, that he would have on that left side as well. Number 15. And here is that Ippon seoi nage, this time for Ippon. Beautiful. Really get some nice lift. So I will do a breakdown video on Hashimoto later, but one thing I've kind of noticed is he's got more variety on the left side than he does on the right. This is basically his only technique on the right, this seoi otoshi that he does. And here he is throwing Stomp, who would become world champion later on. Next up for number 13, it is just a wazari, but when you see it, you'll understand why it's in this list. So left-sided again, but this time a morote seoi nage. So it's just incredible. This technique is hard enough to do on your dominant side, but to do it like this on the opposite side, his left-hand side, that is something incredible. Number 12. And this is a really nice example of Hashimoto's seoi otoshi. Very good at just disappearing underneath people. I mean, he looks like he's really tight in there. It looks like he's kind of being controlled. But he does so much work with the hands, his shoulders, just finding the space to drop his body underneath his opponents. Another sode komigoshi now. And I think if you throw someone like this, even if they land on their side a little bit, come on, that's Ippon for sure. Number 10 now, and we're getting into the final 10, the top 10. And this is against Heidorov, future Olympic champion at under 73. And this is 2017. And I remember watching this live and thinking, wow, this Heidorov guy has overreacted. But you can see now, you can see how passionate he was to kind of go through these losses and eventually end up as Olympic champion. But Hashimoto threw him numerous times with this technique. I've just got 2 in this video. They would fight against each other numerous times. And it was Hashimoto on the winning end of all the contests except one. And that was in the Tokyo Grand Slam at 2023. So it took Heidorov 6 years to beat Hashimoto. So you can see why I think Hashimoto, given the opportunity, probably would have become Olympic champion in his earlier years. This here is against Orujov, all the way back in 2015. And Orujov, he was basically the number 2 behind Ono Shohei. So for Hashimoto, if he wasn't doing this to Orujov, if he wasn't beating Orujov, there was no way they were going to let him go in front of Ono Shohei. And so he did it in style here. You can see how tight he gets in there with that sleeve grip. And to go from that position to a serial otoshi, very compact. Very difficult to do that in such a compact nature. Number 8 now, 2 techniques here. And you didn't see a lot of Ashiwaza from Hashimoto, but here it is. Ashibarai. And he really threw himself into this technique. Here's another, this time against Basili, Olympic champion from Italy. At the category below it, under 66. But have a look at that. Incredible Ashibarai there. And Basili, he was a Ashibarai master himself, so I'm sure he enjoyed that one. Another Tai Otoshi this time. And you can really see the grip that he gets on the sleeve, how close he gets. But this time, a little bit of a combination with the kosoto. And then jumping into it. Great finish as well. Absolutely demolished his opponent into the mat. Number 6 now. And if you've been watching the channel for a long time, you'll know that this was one of my favorite Ippons from 2017. Just because of the combination. 1, 2, 3. Finally gets it. And he's up 2 scores on the board as well. So never stopped attacking in his earlier days. But this is just absolutely amazing to go left and then right and then left again. Looking for a bit of an osoto and then the sode komigoshi. For Ippon, of course. As we're down to the top 5 now. And this is against Sendocho. This is probably one of the best serial otoshis from Hashimoto. Cross grip on the lapel, and he does so much work to make the space. Using the leg, the knee, kind of pushing away. And Sendocho, he was really trying to just smother him with that back grip, but Hashimoto did all the work, everything he needed to do to make that throw happen. This next one, I basically consider it overkill. Get the throw. It is Ippon. The referee was a little bit slow to it, but Hashimoto, 10 steps ahead. Jumps on that juji as well. Have a look at that. And jumps on the juji. Just complete dominance. 3 more to go now, and these are all pretty equally amazing. This is probably his best one-handed sode komigoshi, in my opinion. Flat on his back for Ippon, and this is the year after he became world champion, so this was peak Hashimoto, in my opinion. Look at that. Number 2. And we saw a wazari earlier on with that left-handed morote seoinage. But this time it is for Ippon and just a complete clean finish as well. Absolutely no mistakes. Perfect control. Power and execution. Look at that. And then the last one. This is one of his seoi otoshis. And this was later in his career. And there were some question marks as to whether he would make it to the Olympics. But this gave him a bit of momentum. And he eventually went all the way through to the finals and won gold. at this Tokyo Grand Slam, and you can see it on his face as well. So this is my favorite. This is definitely my favorite. I mean, technique as well, perfect technique. And then just the stakes as well, and the location, amazing stuff. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.